Don't you hate when you try to fix a problem or try to attempt a little preventative care only to make matters worse and sometimes end up worse than when you started? I must commend those who are now fixing your damaged or broken metabolism from years of dieting abuse, as this is often an overlooked aspect to losing weight and getting healthy. But don't forget that the chances of you reversing metabolic damage is pretty low unless you know what you're doing, so be sure to do your research before jumping in head first. It's not that I'm being pessimistic or think that everyone out there is incompetent and unable to do things on their own. It's just that, as we know in life, good intentions don't always yield positive results. If you aren't experiencing metabolism, physiology, nutrition, and hormones, and just like winging it at the grocery store, at the gym, or with your body in general, chances are pretty good you'll end up frustrated and angry with your lack of results. I was once that guy, and to this day, I'm still fixing a few mistakes I made a decade ago, but my younger, far less competent self. These are also issues of neglect, ignorance, and poor eating habits, all of which can cause a metabolism to crumble faster than a double-stuffed Oreo in a glass of hot milk. Most women would rather take a pill, drink some magic elixir, or wrap themselves in that weird "it works" wrap. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work, to avoid the dreaded chore of getting healthy and improving their metabolic health and addressing those hormones. Fixing the metabolism can be costly, and the mental anguish of knowing that it's all your fault makes it even more of a burden. Stop blaming yourself for your weight loss struggles. While I believe in complete and total personal responsibility, your metabolism is messed up because of the lies and the myths that you've been spoon-fed by huge weight loss corporations. And it's even worse nowadays because of all of the messages that we're constantly being bombarded, including you watching this video right here. It's time to take control of your metabolic health and wake up to the accidental ways you are damaging your very precious fat-burning weapon, your metabolism. I'm Nick Garcia, CEO of Upgraded Health, and I'm a holistic nutritionist and certified health coach. In today's video, we're going to talk about the accidental ways you might be damaging your metabolism. Number one, improper meal balance. A lot can go wrong when your food hits the plate. And since many women are too busy counting calories, eating meals with too many processed foods or too little carbs or not enough fat, this is one of the most accidental ways you are actually slowing down your metabolism. Not combining your macronutrients properly has been linked to insulin resistance, of course, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, obesity, and over time, a slow damage metabolic rate that makes it almost impossible to get rid of stubborn belly and body fat. Always be sure to combine your carbs, proteins, and fats to balance your hormones, stabilize your blood sugar, and optimize your metabolism. I'll probably talk about this later in the video, but you don't want to eliminate a food group for a long period of time. I love the keto diet for about 3 weeks. I love carnivore diet for 2 to 3 weeks, but don't eliminate carbs for that long. Number two, eating late at night. This is a simple and easily avoidable issue. Eating late at night can do a real number on your metabolism. Unless you have perfectly balanced hormones, your body is likely storing fat while you sleep. Many times it's not that you're eating late, it's what you're eating before you go to bed. Things like sweets, wine, milk, chocolate, and baked goods are going to cause inflammation, spike your insulin, and lead to overnight fat storage, which is completely against what you want to do. If you must eat later in the day, stick to protein or make your own late night treats to minimize the negative consequences. Also, it's just generally not wise to eat high energy foods before bed because they will interrupt your circadian rhythm, disrupting your restful sleep. And getting high quality sleep is one of my 6 healthy fat loss nutrition principles. Number 3, overzealous exercise. You don't have to exercise as much as Richard Simmons or Ronda Rousey workouts to achieve an attractive physique. Over-exercising can be just as bad for your body as under or not exercising at all, as it puts all kinds of strain on metabolic components and causes significant hormonal imbalances, specifically excess cortisol. Even high-performance athletes will eventually begin to show signs of a damaged metabolism if they aren't recovering properly or providing their body with adequate nutrition. Sure, exercise can be and is a great way to boost your metabolic rate and, of course, lead to weight loss, but a highly stressed body performing high-stress exercise can actually be counterproductive to a healthy fat burning metabolism. Number 4, the fat conundrum. As fat burning as fat is, there's a lot of misinformation out there about what fats to actually eat and what fats to avoid. Many women are either avoiding fats altogether or just avoiding saturated fats, which both are big no-nos when it comes to improving your metabolic health. By avoiding fats, especially saturated fats, you are inadvertently causing your thyroid to slow down and your liver to become overloaded with toxins. And remember, your liver and thyroid go hand in hand. The majority, at least 3/4 of your inactive thyroid is converted at your liver to active thyroid, or T3. It's best to limit the amount of unsaturated vegetable oils you eat and increase the amount of mono and saturated fats you eat. Unsaturated vegetable oils are my number one food to avoid, otherwise known as polyunsaturated fats or PUFAs. They are probably the worst food, especially when combined with eating poor quality carbohydrates, because the PUFAs actually cause cellular free radical damage and prevent glucose from entering the cell. And remember, glucose is our body's primary number one fuel source. So if glucose can't get into the cell, it stays in your bloodstream, leading to insulin resistance, diabetes, and you can kiss your skinny jeans goodbye. Number 5, prolonged periods of sitting. This one, of course, can be hard to avoid, but there are ways to navigate around it. While exposing your body to sitting, you can cause irreversible postural imbalances, inhibiting your breathing, and just overall slowing down your metabolic rate. Tight hip flexors, rounded shoulders, inhibited neck flexion, and tight chest muscles are all consequences of sitting for too long every single day. So either buy yourself a stand-up desk or a stand-up treadmill desk, or set your phone on a timer to go off every hour or so to stand up and stretch. One of my favorite stretches is just to get on a doorway and put your arms like that against it and just stretch. It stretches your chest muscles, which become very tight, and your shoulders and your traps and your neck muscles. Number 6, I've already talked about this one, not eating enough carbs. While not eating carbs may seem like you're doing a good thing for your body and weight loss efforts, the toll it can take on your metabolism over time is pretty consequential, especially if you restrict fruit, gluten-free grains, and some starches. Depriving yourself and your cells of carbs is not only harmful to your metabolic rate, but it's just not sustainable. And it will definitely lead to weight gain and a broken metabolism. The secret to carbs is knowing what carbs to eat to keep inflammation low and how to properly combine your carbs with protein and fat. The other thing about carbs is you want to learn how to cycle your carbs with ideally a workout schedule. That way you can have cheat meals or cheat days, even though I don't really like to use that since all the diet books use it. When you can learn how to metabolically cycle your carbs, you can actually enjoy brunch, mimosas, and all that once you have a good baseline weight without any feelings of guilt or overall metabolic consequences. And finally, hormonal issues. This is one that can do more damage in a short period of time than anything else that I've already talked about. Every day, hundreds of thousands of women are unnaturally altering their hormones, causing hormonal weight gain. Following what is recommended by many doctors is obviously not working out for our hormonal health as a society. I constantly hear from women whose doctor just can't figure out why she can't lose weight, so it must be time for gastric bypass or the super calorie restrictive HCG diet. Nowadays it's Ozempic. There are healthier and better ways to losing weight, and it starts by avoiding the 7 unnatural ways that you could be damaging your metabolism. There are also 7 metabolism killing foods that I want you to check out. The link will be in the description. If you avoid these foods and do literally nothing else for a week or a month, you will, I promise you, see amazing results, because weight loss, especially what I like to call health-focused fat loss, starts with food and avoiding inflammatory foods and adding in those anti-inflammatory foods. Don't think for a second you need a short-term solution to your long-term problem. How would you like to reset and rev up your slow metabolism once and for all? I'd like to invite you to click the link below and download my free 24-hour metabolism reset guide, where I show you exactly what to do to stimulate the 5 metabolic factors. This includes avoiding those foods that I talked about. So if you just grab that reset guide, then you don't have to worry about going to my blog to read about the 7 foods, because I will mention them in this guide. Thanks so much for watching my video. I would appreciate it if you subscribe, like, or just comment below. I hope you found something helpful in this video, or just got motivated the slightest amount to start taking control of your health and your metabolism.